Welcome to the House of Hammer, built by the nation for the nation. Welcome to Raider Nation News today. I am your host. I am your tribal chief, Hammer. Do me a favor, if you haven't already.
Acknowledge me.
Hope everybody's having a great Tuesday wherever you guys are at. We're already looking at the latest installment of
As the Shield Turns.
So we have on deck today, we have Pete Carroll, we have Malcolm Koonce, and we have linebacker Devin White. So once they come to the podium, we will bring you guys the press conference in its entirety. Those coming on in, y'all know the routine. I already see it a little bit. We have about 45 in here, 14 likes. Come on, get those likes up, y'all. Break them thumbs, smash some subs, hammer the bell to stay up to date with all your Raiders news, rumors, updates, live streams, and reactions. Let's do a quick roll call. We are on X. We are on YouTube. If you guys want to be a part of the conversation, come on over to YouTube, Raider Nation News Today. Hit that subscribe button. Doesn't cost you a thing. Salute to Martin, my neighbor from across the pond. Rorschach, what is good? Demented Raider, Graham Camp. Damn, I have not seen Graham Camp in here in a minute. Salute my guy. Big Daddy Murder. What up? Dan Tessier, what's up? Rick Rock, what's good? LV, what is good, my brother? Sucks that we couldn't have you join the live yesterday. I know you were driving. It would have been really, really cool to get more insight from yesterday's practice, but definitely appreciate you, and I'm really glad that you're here in the live with us today. So salute to you. Austin Collins, True Raider. Yeah, really. Don't do that, bro, because that's one of the GOATs in professional wrestling. I'm not even gonna highlight. I'm not gonna. No, don't do that. Alex, salute. So there is some NFL news that we can talk about for the time being until this presser starts. Give me 1 second. Let's go right into it. Number one right now, we actually talked about this player a couple of days ago in terms of something to look out for in terms of our Raiders and the future. But let's get into it. Contract watch. Cowboys and Micah Parsons. Dallas Cowboys and All-Pro edge rusher Micah Parsons remain at an impasse. With Parsons entering the final year of his rookie deal, fans at training camp in Oxnard, California, chanted "Pay Micah" during owner Jerry Jones's address. Talks this summer have yet to produce progress. I really feel like he is not going to give this dude a bag. They just gave their tight end, I can't remember the first name, but the last name was Ferguson. He just got a 4-year, $52 million deal, if I remember correctly. Micah, one of the best defensive players, one of the best edge rushers in the NFL, still yet to have a contract. Jerry playing games over there in Dallas. Training camp notes and injury alerts. Terrion Arnold, rookie cornerback for the Lions, exited practice with a hamstring injury. Veteran Nate Herbig has officially retired. Justin Fields is back on the field for 11-on-11 drills for the Jets after a dislocated toe scare. Buccaneers are currently outside the top 10 in the latest camp power rankings. Meanwhile, Courtland Sutton has secured a 4-year, $92 million extension with the Broncos, raising the bar for the Commanders. Wide receiver Terry McLaurin, who continues to hold out, seeking more than $33 million per year. What else do we have? Quarterback buzz, Browns camp. Kenny Pickett suffered a hamstring injury in a red zone drill, potentially opening up reps for rookie Shedeur Sanders and Dylan Gabriel. Former Browns quarterback Baker Mayfield weighed in on the QB competition, bluntly stating, "Not my problem anymore," underscoring the uncertainty ahead of the Browns. So realistically, what he said was, "Not my monkey, not my circus." Oh, well. Former Giants and Cardinals lineman Justin Pugh officially retires after an 11-year career, citing motivation and physical readiness as deciding factors in stepping away. Some off the field incident that happened in Manhattan early this morning. A tragic shooting at the NFL's Manhattan office killed 4 people, including an off-duty NYPD officer. Commissioner Goodell called it an unspeakable act of violence and announced enhanced staff safety protocols. Anything. Let's see. NFL has a new award coming out this year. They've unveiled the Protector of the Year award for elite offensive linemen. Early favorites include Penei Sewell, Trent Williams, and a couple of others. And they also put in a new uniform policy update. It allows teams to don alternate or throwback jerseys up to 4 times per season, including helmet jersey mix matches, and feature one rivalries uniform game in the AFC East and NFC West. So there you guys have it with the latest news in the NFL, around the NFL as it stands right now. We're still waiting for the start of this presser. Let's see. The audio's going in and out? How? Hold on. I don't know why we're doing that today. We had no problems with this earlier. Let's check one thing real quick. Hold on. Preview, camera, mic. It has the regular mic up. So, guys, let me know. Let me know. Let's, yes, no, maybe so. Maybe it's the fan. Maybe I should turn that down. Hold on. Better? Yes, no. It might have been the fan because I had the fan on full blast before. It is incredibly hot in here. So, Rorschach said it's good. All right. I apologize for that, guys. Yeah. It is incredibly hot here in the Northeast again. It's in the high 90s. Feels like it's over 100. Yeah, it hasn't on my end, but I've only been on a minute or two. All right. Well, we just went through the latest NFL news. We have 108 in here, 40 likes. Again, we're both on X and we are on YouTube. Come on over to YouTube, Raider Nation News Today, to be a part of the conversation. We are still watching this latest installment of
As the Shield Turns.
Waiting for whoever's going to start this presser. I have a good feeling it's probably Pete Carroll, aka Uncle Pete. So waiting for that to happen momentarily. Salute to you guys. I appreciate the best chat in YouTube. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Raider Deb, welcome back. Nice to see you in the chat. Martin, seems better in here. Lewis said it's bad again. Still dropping for me. I don't know what it is. Every 4 seconds, your audio trips. I don't know why the hell it's doing that. If I need to turn off the mixer, turn it back on, I can do that. I am your father with the fan. Yeah, I used to do that as a little kid. Don't do that. Hold on 1 second. Let's try one thing real quick. Because now I feel like I'm hearing it a little bit. Settings, presets. No. I may turn this mixer off for like 2 seconds and turn it back on. Yeah, it cuts out every other second. Hold that thought. I'm gonna shut this off. I'm not shutting off the live. I'm gonna shut off the mixer for a second. Hold on, guys. What I can do for the time being. Let me know if you guys can hear me right now because I'm using the one off of the camera. Just let me know if you guys can hear that right now, and we should be good. Demented says it sounds good to him. I got people that says it sounds good and others that say not so much. Let's turn this back on. I think Wilkins did it. Blame Wilkins. Say, I am aboard, Damon. We ain't in prison no more. All right, let's see if we can get this back up. No diddy. Oh. Mic. Let me know now, guys. I just switched it back. Sounds like your mic isn't on. Yeah, I just had to switch it again, bro. Better? Better now? Thumbs up, thumbs down. Salute to Big Bro in the building. Still waiting for the start of this presser. I'm watching the shield rotate, and it's already giving me a headache. Shad, salute. Go Commander, salute Raiders. But yeah, we'll see you guys week 3. And I think a couple of us are going to be out there, turned up and turned all the way out. All right, there we go. All right, good. Turn it off, turn it back on, and I guess that's how it works. And no, that's not what she said. Salute to Graf in the building. Zon, what's up, my guy? So let's actually go through this real quickly and see if there's anything to talk about from camp so far. There was a video that Paul Gutierrez put up earlier of them actually indoors today. They are indoors. I saw Geno Smith doing pretty much the route tree during the live or during that video. There really hasn't been much else that has come out yet. There actually is one now. This is from Jordan Schultz. Chiefs wide receiver Marquise Hollywood Brown, who left practice on a cart with a lower leg injury, avoided anything serious and is expected to be back on the field as early as tomorrow. Some other around the league news: the Jets have signed veteran kicker Nick Folk, who played 7 seasons for them from 2010 to 2016. Folk's 729 points are number 2 on the Jets career list, trailing only Pat Leahy's 1,470. I don't think there's anything else right now at this point in time. Trying to go through this, see if there's anything else. Give me one sec. We had no problems yesterday, and now all of a sudden, now you're in and out. No Diddy if necessary. Like, I don't know why we're getting that. Gerald, got you. See if there's any new updates. Christian Wilkins suffered a hamstring injury during Monday's practice that will sideline him for a bit, but it's told that it will not impact his week 1 availability. And the 49ers are signing edge rusher Jalen Allen this morning, source said. The former edge with the UFL's Memphis Showboats gets a shot at the next level, so congratulations to him. I don't know why we're having such an issue today, because we didn't have this issue yesterday, so I don't know what to tell you guys. Unless I do, I really don't want to do this. Don't want to use that one. I don't know if using this one's going to help the cause either. What up, El Rocket? Now, on my end, you haven't cut out once. I don't know what they're talking about. All right, see, if I hear that, then I'm not concerned then. We'll talk. Like I said, I haven't had issues with this as long as I've been using this. So if y'all are just fucking around, that's on y'all. Appreciate y'all. And now I'm going to have to rewatch this live at some point today and be like, oh, yeah, it was good. I just had some clowns in here. Chat, close your... That's probably what it is. You know what's funny? I rewatched yesterday's live, and Graph might have froze up like once, maybe twice. But overall, the live was actually still pretty damn good. Jekyll and Hyde, thank you. Nomad, what's good? We are still awaiting the start of this presser. We're still watching as the shield turns. Salute to the 145 in here. We've gone through a shit ton of around the league NFL news already. Now we're just waiting. All right, so everybody's on the same page. I've been on for like 5 minutes and haven't had a single issue with your audio, bro. They effing with you. Yep, thanks. Thank you, guys. You got me turning things off, turning things on. I know who I'm going to listen to from now on. Yeah, that definitely how it came off. Yep. Ron, what's up, man? Appreciate you guys in here. They're dragging this because it's already... They were supposed to start this 6 minutes ago. I started 10 minutes early. 5 minutes before the start of... Well, I'm sorry. I started 5 minutes before the start of the actual presser, and we still don't have the presser up yet. So let's get through this. True, stop it. Thank you, guys. Sean is the unofficial producer. I guess I sometimes have to listen to him. Let me know if you guys hear this then. How about that?
I tell you what, I like you and I want you. Now we can do this the easy way or we can do it the hard way.
I'm sorry, man. We definitely, again, not our fault that the live kind of slightly sort of went off the rails yesterday. You can't blame us for all of that. That was just an incredibly wild story for us to even have to discuss during the live, and then didn't help with the presser. Certain verbiage, certain words that were used, it was just like, oh my God. Like, I obviously, y'all know I couldn't keep a straight face. See, yes. You know what's funny, Rick? You say that, but recently they've actually been somewhat on time. Better than the last few years, actually. I felt like the culture changed, and so did certain things like being on time. But, they started practice yesterday. They started practice 8:30 their time yesterday because it was so damn hot. Today they are indoors. Um, I would like to maybe show that clip of Gino doing the passing tree at some point. I'm not going to open it up right now because God forbid I do it and then all of a sudden the presser starts. So I don't want to change anything up. Salute to Moonlit Reaper. Thank you for becoming a new subscriber. Much appreciated to you. And sidebar, thank you guys. We've been back pretty much on a Uncle Pete's at the podium. See, I knew it.
And Jordan Meredith. Hey, what has Jordan Meredith shown you guys since you guys have been here, and what's how do you feel that job is shaping up?
First off, it's just goes right to the heart of everything. It's always compete and
their audio is
for
ass.
their playing time, and they're battling. It's a good battle.
Not me.
Yes, but Jordan specifically, he's done well. He played really efficiently last year. His numbers and his consistency really showed up, even though he didn't seem right as a regular all the time. So he just opened our eyes in the offseason studies, and so we're just giving him a shot. JPJ's working his tail off, and both those guys are battling. So it just makes us better. And they're not the only two. There's battles across the board, but that's one that that jumps out at you.
Sticking with those battles, could you please talk about Sincere and Zamir and their battling?
Yeah, I'm really happy with the running back group. It's the variety of the styles of the guys. I love that we have different kind of makeups of guys. Zamir kind of stands alone. He's biggest, strongest of the group, and he really runs tough. It's all over the film from his past. He's running at guys. He's attacking downhill, and I love that he brings that to us. Sincere, who didn't get a lot of playtime last year, did really well when he did, and he's shown he's got a real knack. He's got really, really good quick feet that are real natural to the position, and he makes guys miss, And so, right now it's just keep giving them the ball, and we'll just keep logging plays and reps, and we'll figure it out. But we're real happy with the spot. I also, just to say something about Ashton, he's had a couple great days now. He's done a little bit of everything. Ran tough, caught the ball well, looked elusive and fast and explosive. So it just makes the position group really exciting. And we don't have Raheem here. They're having baby right now, and so we're giving them all that freedom to do that well. And but he's been in it too, so it's a good group.
On the other side of the ball, can you talk a little bit about what you've seen, the energy from Jonah Laulu, and just him trying, not even trying, he's fitting right in.
Yeah. I've said this a couple times to you guys that Jonah had really flashed last year when he played, and didn't play consistently, didn't get in all the time, didn't log a ton of plays, but he shows all of the traits. He's really long, plays really aggressive, he's really good technique wise, he's a little bit quicker than you might think for a big guy, and he uses it well. His resolve about coming from the offseason all the way through to camp is really clear. He's really on it. He's playing day after day after day. He's doing things right, and he's playing really hard, and he's really tuned in. He's playing tough. So he's making a great pitch for, he needs to be out there a lot. So it's good.
Pete, talking about the DBs, JT Woods and DeCameron Richardson seem to be ascending in a lot of ways. What about those two players?
Okay, they're ascending. Yeah, well, JT came to us late, so we're just getting started with him. DCam has he's been doing a really nice job. He's had some really competitive plays. He's won some one-on-ones just in the first couple of days of pads here, and I've got high hopes for JT. He looks just right. He's really fast. He's really coordinated, can catch the ball well and all of that. He listens, and he's comfortable with what we're asking, the style of play. He's suitable. He looks pretty typical, I would guess, for us, for our kinds of guys. So he's going to get a heck of a chance to see what he can do and how he can contribute. So it's good positives to start with.
Talking about competition
today.
Go ahead.
Pete, we saw Devin with the interception today. Can you talk a little bit about your confidence in the group of linebackers in general?
Yeah, this is a good group for us now. We have totally changed this position group, from what you've seen in the past, and these guys all bring background and experience and toughness and a hard-nosed attitude, physicality to them. It's pretty exciting, and to see the effect they're having on the younger guys and kind of shifting their intensity and how they're playing and coming downhill. Johnny Glenn's he's got some decisions coming up here. It's going to be a really competitive group throughout, and we can play 6 guys right now. They can all play, and they can get in there. So that's a good problem. It's a tough problem to deal with, but we'll figure it out. We haven't talked maybe a lot about Pratt and Jermaine, but he brings a real toughness, and he has had a really diverse background and playing different spots and all. Very comfortable moving them around, and we're seeing that also out of Devin. Devin has a great playmate today now, but he had probably 2 or 3 of the best plays on practice yesterday as well. He's back. He was on top of the world a few years ago, and then things kind of just didn't work out one reason or another, and he's back in action now, and he came up to me and said, I'm all in now, and he was dead serious in how he said it, and you can see it, and so with E-Rob kind of leading the charge, it's a really fun group.
Alex Bachman's a kid that just keeps making plays, just keeps showing up. Would you talk about him, please?
Yeah, I'm not ignoring that. He has been doing it throughout the offseason, and he's come to camp with the playmaking. It's happening. He's getting in the right spots. He's got really good quickness. He's fast. He's a fast kid. He's got a lot of experience in his background. He just hasn't played very much. I'm not holding that against him. He's in the midst of all this stuff, and I see it too. I see him. He's making plays every day, and we can count on him. And so it's a great sign. He's doing well in special teams too.
As you try to build a culture of this organization, this team on a daily basis, what are you seeing in the process, and what little things do you try to do each day to get to where you want it to be?
There's so much. Really,
and the volume went down again
from a day-to-day basis, going back to the messages that we started with, and setting the expectations and the guidelines for how this is supposed to feel. And when it is the feel part of what culture is really about, when you sense where you're supposed to be, how it's supposed to go, how we respond, what's expected, and when the players embrace that, and they add their own little thises and that's to it. Now we're moving in a good direction now. I can feel it. This is how it's supposed to feel according to what I've experienced, and maybe even with stronger leadership early on. And the direction of this team, it's unknown right now. We don't know. I couldn't tell you anything what's going to happen. But I do know they're going to be together, and I do know they're going to play for one another, and they're going to feel that connection that is so important to the culture and the effect of the culture on the performance. And it's about how we play, but it's the mentality that drives them to study and to work and to give it up for one another and to make the plays toughness wise because they have to, because we're counting on them, and that's all about this whole thing. So, there's so many aspects to it. It's ongoing, moment to moment, situation to situation, and I'm just trying to be right in the middle of all of it and keep giving them a format that they can embrace and they can take to where we're capable of going.
You mentioned the curiosity level of when you get the pads on, seeing how guys respond. I thought Jack Best yesterday really responded, but also Dante Thornton when the pads came on in his.
Yeah, it's a good acknowledgement, really, because Jack really played well yesterday. And sometimes coaches have been saying that, you guys hear it, you got to wait to put the pads on and see what he looks like. Well, Jack looked really good yesterday. He blocked well. He caught the ball in traffic. He made some tough catches. He was hustling like crazy, and he showed up. He was all over the place, so I think it was obvious. He's one of those guys. He's got the feel. He's got the sense. He can play the game, and that was really good to see. Dante continues to do stuff. He's making plays. He got deep yesterday. You guys saw that one. A huge play by Gino to find him laid down, down the corner. And he came through, made the catch. He's made tough catches over the middle. He's caught the slant routes where he's getting banged around and all that. And he's comfortable with it. I just stopped him after practice just to look him in the eye and just try to get a feeling. Is it seeming too big for him? He's right in it. And so I'm really excited about his chance to help us.
As much as you love competition, everyone knows about Bowers and Mayer, but man, Kadir and Runyon and Thomas, your tight end room is really deep. Would you talk about that group, please?
Yeah, we shouldn't overlook Ian now. Ian is a good football player. He's been a starter a lot of places, and he's played really good ball, and he's in great shape. He's fast. He's tough. He's got the the experience that shows up. He makes good decisions at the right time. It's a really good group, and the young guys they're flashing. They're flashing. So it's a very strong spot for us.
Start training camp, you said a lot of really good things about Max and even Jonah just now and Tyree. When you look at that defensive line holistically, what are some traits that really just impresses you about the whole group?
Well, we're athletic. We're a lot of quickness in that group. We're not necessarily the biggest group, but across the board, everybody moves really well, and so we're going to play to that. And it's interesting. We're just trying to draw out the special qualities that each guy has to see whether we're going to fit and how we can use them and how we can tweak them a little bit here. So that's a real competitive group, and that's going to take us all camp. It's going to take us through the games and all of that to figure that out. There's no rush, but it's a good spot because there's enough guys that have something to show you, and so we just got to give them the right opportunities and see if we can draw out the best in them.
Where does Koonce fit into that?
Well, we're counting on Malcolm, to be a big factor. He's really athletic and he's a really natural player and he's got good instincts and all that. We're counting on him to be an edge rusher for us, and he's vying to play on the other side from Max. And we came here thinking that he would be the other side guy because he had the best chance. But missing all last year, he's got to get back on track, which he's done a great job of. Today on the turf, first time, he didn't get as many plays. I just want to make sure we get him through this first day out there.
I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it.
Expect a lot out of him. So the group is going to be really competitive again. It'll take its shape. Tyree is really important where he fits in. He's got marvelous talent and all. And we got to get the most out and the best out of him. So we'll see what happens.
You mentioned with the pads.
Is your name Willie?
Willie, Harry, and Hondo.
Okay.
You mentioned with the pads coming on how much Jack Bech stood out. I'm wondering when you looked at the team as a whole, was there anybody else that particularly looked different once they had the pads on and played to a different level?
No, Zamir was
Devin White
brought
really
up,
jumped.
R&J.
He jumped out in both these 2 days. Yeah, he's a ball player. And some guys are, and Jamal too, they're just football players that really understand the game. They've got a way
He was
about them.
mentioned with the running
And
back
you give
room.
them a chance. Greedy Vance, he did a nice job too, and he's a young kid coming out of nowhere, not USC nowhere, but just being a free agent and all that. Little guy, he played like crazy yesterday and again today. So yeah, it's happening. It's happening in different places. Yeah.
Pete, when you've seen a lot of quarterback running back combinations, obviously in your career, and when you have a veteran like Geno and a running back like Ashton, a lot of times a veteran may have to carry that load, but Ashton comes with such confidence. How can his presence and the way that he runs and his confidence in the backfield help Geno this year?
Yeah, he had a marvelous day today. I don't know if you guys saw the play when E-Rob just smacked him in the backfield and knocked him on his tail, and he bounced right back up. Could carry. Didn't even phase him. A perfect reaction and response. And then the next carry, he busted. And
salute to our guy.
The two of them, what Geno realizes already that he's a really natural football player. I'm talking about Ashton now. That he's a really natural football player, and he knows he can count on him to make good decisions when he gives him chances. The ball's going to go to him in the passing game. He's going to get some balls, and he's just so natural. He's like Brock is so natural at playing the game. You can sense that very quickly with guys. I know Geno already sees that in Ashton, and so. You ask how he's going to help him? Well, he helped him by making some yards. Let's make a bunch of yards when we throw it to him, when we run it with him. And so that takes the pressure off the quarterback and having to drop back and sit in the pocket and try to move the ball that way. We're going to move the ball around in a numbers of ways with what Chip's doing.
Coach, last week during Big Ten Media Days, Lincoln Riley started his press conference advocating for you to be inducted into the College Football Hall of Fame. How important would that be for you, and how does it feel getting that kind of support from Coach Lincoln?
Well, somebody told me that Lincoln, that's a really nice gesture by him to say something about that, I guess. But I think you got to be in college football for 10 years. I don't think I'm qualified in that regard. But that's a nice thought. What do I think about it? I don't care.
This far into camp, can you tell us something that you're actually pleasantly surprised about? Maybe it's farther along than you thought it would be at this point.
Tom McMahon did, though, in terms of
there's
playing
two
kick
things,
returner.
two guys. It's Chip and Pat. I think those guys are off to a really good start with what we're trying to do here. We're both sides of the ball are creative. And they're getting their message across, and we're able to. That's a lot of stuff we did today on both sides of the football, and so I think those guys have taken their leadership opportunity and the challenge of Patrick's had to adapt to, Coach Pete in there bugging him all the time, and Chip's office right next to mine. I'm in his office half the time, bugging him too, and so I appreciate that they're putting up with me, but I think they're really showing it. We had 2 huge plays periods today. They're calling it. There's no script or nothing. They're calling plays from the sidelines and playing the situations as I keep creating for them, and I told both guys coming off the field today that I love the way they went about it, because they showed our guys, they utilized the people that we wanted to see. The packages were shown, and they're out there battling. Those guys are going home at night. They're battling each other, So I'm really proud of that where they're leading us right now.
Let's go Vinny, Ryan, Taylor, and Nick.
Real quick on Jordan Meredith.
Still got 4 more
He
questions.
played guard.
Excuse me, how do you know which ones that you're picking on when you do that? I mean, you give him one of these little wink or something?
I'll handle this part of it.
No, I forgot.
I love fucking
this
Pete,
is
man. That
world.
dude is
world,
awesome.
World.
He's so funny.
Go ahead.
Yeah, Jordan, he was a guard exclusively since he'd been here. I think he took some center snaps in practice, but what about him gave you guys the inclination that
Good question. He's a really good communicator. He's a little bit smaller guy, and the position kind of is more adaptable for him. He doesn't line up on the big 3 techniques all the time. He can do it. He did it last year. But his power that he generates, and then the quickness and the smarts, that combination is what really gives him a chance to compete for this thing.
Pete.
Yeah.
There was a report that came out yesterday regarding Christian Wilkins
and
an interaction with a teammate that led to a complaint filed to HR. I was wondering, would you like to comment on that situation?
Yeah, really, I don't. I have no comment to make. We made a decision on what we're doing, and we're moving with it, and we'll see how that all unveils itself in time. That was really good, wasn't it? That good?
That was great.
We got somebody else.
Obviously, you've been preaching the compete culture since day one, but you really practice what you preach. We see you out there playing catch. You're getting in on tackles. Where does that joy come from in you, and how good does it feel just to be back out there, having seeing the guys with the pads on after taking last year off?
Yeah, that's a big question. I don't know. I've always loved playing. It didn't matter. When I was growing up, I was playing everything: baseball, basketball, football, whatever it was. I was playing. Played 3 sports in high school. Wanted to play 2 in college. It's just playing. It's playing. To me, practice is playing catch. You see me throwing the ball all the time because I love throwing the ball around. I don't know. It ain't no big deal because it just comes natural. But I love what we're doing, and I love being part of it. And so far, it's just been everything you could hope for, as a coach. I mean, the guys are responding. We're practicing really well. We've got dreams that we're sharing and visions that we're sharing for what's coming up, and to see guys ascend into the expectations that we have for them, and then also the whole group coming together and the culture of that. It's a really it's an exciting challenge to be part of. I feel very fortunate to be doing it, and whether last year was last year. It happened to be a really profitable year, and I'm doing all kinds of little things that I like, that I saw I wanted to try, and think we're growing because of that. But it's just been a blast, man. So if I was wearing a number, I'd probably have to wear 70, whatever I am, and on my back. But I don't feel like nothing different than I was when I was coaching at UOP. So I'm just feeling grateful to be here.
Yeah, we've seen flashes from Aiden.
Damn, he's trying to leave. Leave him alone. Let him go.
Has been helping Aiden take that next step in his
well, Gino's a great image for him. They're both similar. They're pocket guys that can really stand tall and stand up against the rush. They're both really smart. They both have big arm. They can throw the ball all over the field. Aiden has done really well. We're really pleased with what he's doing, and he's challenging Gino every day with numbers and trying to outdo him, and that's exactly what we hope for. That's what competing's all about. But I don't have any problem with Aiden playing for us. And he's in the game. It's just the way I felt about Gino over all those years when he didn't get to. This is in a good spot right now, and I can't wait for the games. He'll get a lot of play time in preseason, and he's going to do really well.
Thank you, Coach. Thanks a lot.
All right, now Pete could actually go about the rest of his day. Good God. Salute to everybody in the chat. We have almost 250 in here, 88 likes. Again, we're on X, we're on YouTube. If you're on X, come on over. Raider Nation News Today on YouTube. Hit that subscribe button. And those that are in here that haven't yet, break them thumbs, which means hit that like button. Smash that subscribe button. That doesn't cost you a thing. And hammer the bell to stay up to date with all your Raiders news, rumors, updates, live streams, and reactions. If you want to support the channel, keep the lights on here. The link for the membership is pinned at the very top of the chat. Appreciate everybody that's in here. Loved everything that Pete had to say, especially when it came to the linebacking core. Yes, for those that were asking in the chat, he did mention Zamir. Zamir is getting some more reps than normal right now due to Raheem Mostert and his wife just having a child. So again, congratulations to Raheem and his wife. Zamir is getting some of those reps right now. So that's why he talked about Zamir. Laulu, Tom McMahon, the special teams coach, spoke about him yesterday. He's probably going to be a guy that's a kick returner, maybe even a punt returner. I see people in the chat already downplaying and talking shit. Stop with that shit. And you see how he ducked that question. Not even ducked it. He just said, nah, we ain't going to talk about that. He's not even here anymore. So, yeah, we don't have to hear this. Again, this is something that another piece of this was added. So it was something we had to talk about. But yeah, the booty man isn't here anymore.
I tell you what, I like you and I want you. Now we can do this the easy way or we can do it the hard way.
I can't even keep a straight face when I play that. What did I miss? What did I miss? Because I see a congratulations. So what did I miss? There's something I don't see here. All right, it is what it is. So they brought back...
As the shield turns.
We are waiting for either Devin White or, oh my God, Malcolm Koonce to take to the podium. I'm going to see if there's any other news that has been updated via Twitter within the last few minutes, but I think everything right now is kind of status quo. Let's see. Yeah, the last one that was put out was 47 minutes ago, and you heard me talk about it in terms of Marquise Hollywood Brown and all the other news around the league. So, yeah. Yeah, of course they do, and we don't do that shit here. LV, talk that shit, bro. Oh, man, or not. No Loso. I'm telling you, everything feels so different right now, and it feels different for the better. Like, he really, and we haven't even gotten into the regular season yet. Koonce is up. Actually, that's Adam Butler.
Really coaching on the field and leadership.
Yeah, they definitely seek my leadership. They seek my opinion. I was working with Tonk and Trev on double teams after practice. Tomorrow we're gonna come in. We're gonna watch some film, watch some games. We did that on the last off day, and they said it really helped them. Both of those guys have improved from day one up to now. I'm proud of the way that they approach the game. And other guys are showing up too.
You set the bar really high for yourself last year. I remember, by most measures, you probably had the best season of your career. When you look back, what was it that you think was able to help you make that leap, and how do you build on it even more this year?
Truthfully, I got pissed off about my situation. You know, you only got one chance to do this. I don't get to do my career over again. I changed my attitude, changed my approach to the game, and I just decided that I wasn't going to be just a third down player anymore. I decided that I am a starter. I'm going to prove myself in this league, and anybody that says I'm not, I'm going to do everything in my power to shut them up.
There you go.
How'd you go about doing that? What kind of changes did you make?
Said practically. Yeah. Okay. Well, practically, I just worked on my knowledge and awareness of the game. Obviously, my experience and what I've learned from past seasons, and what I learned from watching myself, you know, through the tape and the things that I could have done better. I worked on them. Legendary coach named Pete Jenkins. I don't know if you are familiar with him. I spent probably the last 4 or 5 years working with him every summer. I almost never miss his camp unless I've got something personal going on. I always go to his camp. It's repetitive, but it's necessary. He's a legendary coach that knows what he's doing, and all of his teachings, I literally took them to heart. I met him when I was in Miami, and ever since then, my game has just done that. It's just increased. And I went to him this summer. You can call him and ask him if you want. I was there, and just his teachings have just done wonders in my career and in my life. So credit to him.
Sorry, Adam, you look good so far out there, man. You look stout in the middle. You look strong in the middle. How do you feel right now compared to other training camps in your career?
Well, I would definitely say I'm probably the most confident now than I've ever been. I mean, obviously, I was a little more pissed off coming into training camp last year. To be honest, I'm still kind of pissed off this year. You can never really use that. But I'm more so focused because I know that my role is different. For the first time in my career, I can truly say that I am a veteran, and I'm a guy that more guys than less in the room are looking up to for advice, for leadership, for guidance. So I just have to take a different approach this year.
Adam, when we think about the young players, but there's also players like yourself, Roberts, Pratt, Devin White, going down the list, Jamal Adams. There's some cagey veterans on this team and on this defense. We see you guys doing a whole bunch of things defensively.
Right.
How does that help to have that football acumen of the veterans to be able to pull that off? And how fun is it to play in a defense that's going to be as multiple as this defense is going to be?
Yeah, it helps a lot, especially for me personally, someone like E-Rob or Elandon Roberts, as you refer to him. Me and E-Rob go all the way back to the Patriots. I mean, literally from when I was a rookie till now, that's how far we go back. I mean, that's almost a decade. So that's somebody that I don't have to wonder if I can trust. That's somebody that I know every time he steps on the field, he's going to give it everything he's got. And he's a tough player just like me. D. White, I'm learning him, but I definitely trust him. He's definitely shown that, he lives up to his reputation. Obviously, we'll see more from him coming up, but I trust him as well, and it helps.
Adam, there's obviously been a lot of controversy around the defensive line group after the release of Christian Wilkins. How have you seen your unit be able to leave that as just outside noise and hone in on your craft?
Yeah, we pretty much just
salute to Mr. 3000.
I really don't want to comment further on it. But I will say that, whatever you're going through as a person, athlete, non-athlete, whoever, whatever your struggle is, if you got something going on in life, just, talk to somebody. Get some therapy. Whatever your deal is your deal. Somebody out there in this world full of billions of people is willing to listen. They're willing to listen, hear you out, and help you work through whatever you need to work through. But don't make any hasty decisions to get help.
Adam, I remember going back in the locker room last year with you and Jonah and how you helped him and mentored him, and now he's playing a significant role and doing well. Would you just talk about him and maybe share with us about, because you told me last year you thought he was going to be an exceptional player. Those were your words. What is it about him that you saw before others saw it?
Yeah, I think, and maybe I'm a little biased because I see myself a little bit in him from the standpoint that he came in really strong as a pass rusher. I'm not going to say that he struggled in the run game like I did early on, but I would say that that's an area of improvement that he's focused on. And I know it took me a little bit and a little minute to get there as far as the run game goes, and I'm confident that he's going to get there because he's shown that he has the attitude, the right attitude to get there.
I was asking Pete, what was the redeeming quality of this defensive line? He says it's a very athletic group, where everyone has special qualities and they all kind of fit together in the same way. When I ask you the same question, what do you think is the redeeming quality of this defensive line as a whole?
I would definitely say athleticism and skill for sure. Guys like Tonka is very skilled. Malcolm is very skilled. Max, obviously, very skilled. Myself, very skilled, very intelligent. very hardworking. So is Max and all those other guys. But the point is that we are a very skilled group, and I would say that we are also a tough group. We are not pushovers. We're not going to roll over for anybody. So you throw that on top of work ethic, on top of skill, toughness, that whole package. We're forced to excuse me.
Adam, you mentioned the Patriots.
Yeah.
One of the best to do,
You know what I mean. Thanks. Say it again.
She mentioned the Patriots earlier, and that's the Week 1 opponent. Is that just a little bit of an extra motivation, just knowing the first time you're going to strap it up in the regular season against your former team?
Yeah, I'm excited to go back to Gillette Stadium. I'm looking forward to that. Almost being a decade of me being in the league, it's like, wow, what a journey, just thinking about it. And I plan to make the most of it when I go.
How has it been getting to know Pete Carroll and working with Pete Carroll?
It's been great. It's been great. He's great coach, great leader. I love his approach. It's different. I love how, if there's anything that's, scrappy or controversial, the way that he goes about it isn't from to necessarily pin guys against each other in a negative way. He makes it positive. Whether we, shoot basketball to shoot it off or have some silly competition, he takes the edge off. He makes it fun to be here. And I just think he's a great leader.
Let's do one more.
AB, can you discuss this offensive line? You're competing with them now in pads every day, and it certainly seems extremely improved even over last year. The young guys growing. Would you give us your perspective on the Raiders' offensive line, please?
Yeah. I'm excited about Jordan Meredith. I'm excited about JPJ for sure. I'm a real big fan of JPJ. That's my guy. Strong, young player. He's got that energy and that. I see him as an all-pro guard at some point. I don't know if that's now or later. I'm really excited about him. And if it's okay with you, that's all I'd like to comment on this time, or at this time. Yeah.
Damn.
Thank you.
All right, there you guys have it, Adam Butler. He mentioned a coach that he goes to his camp every year. This dude, Pete Jenkins, has an incredibly extensive record. His coaching career spans over 54 years. He spent a lot of his time with LSU. As far back as 1980, he was with the Eagles as a defensive lines coach from 2007 to 2009. He was at USC in 2013, and then 2016 to 2017 LSU D-line coach, 2023, which I believe was his last year. A legend at that coaching level, man. Again, over 54 years spanned as a coach. As far back as high school in Georgia, he was in Georgia. He was in Alabama. He was at Troy State, Florence State, South Carolina, Southern Miss, Oklahoma State, Florida, and again, a lot of it was spent with LSU. So, definitely a guy a legend really as a coach that you would absolutely want to learn and hone your craft with. And he said he's been doing it for about 4 years. Had some good things to say about Devin White. Devin White did have an interception off of Geno Smith during practice today. He said some things about the offensive line. What he said in terms of Wilkins, I think should be an eye-opener for everybody. Like, it came off as like maybe this is a mental health type thing if you guys were reading it the way that I was reading it. But yeah, it didn't go into full details, but he said what he said. So it is what it is. Ferris, I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you. And salute to Big Mike in the building, Mr. 3K. Devin is at the podium. Let's go.
Was that Devin White is back?
Where you been?
What does that make you feel? And I guess do you feel the same way?
I feel comfortable, feel healthy, I feel thankful, and I feel hungry. You know what I'm saying? Back, still got to prove it to the world on each and every Sunday, Monday or whatever, Thursday night, and I got to prove it to my team every day I step in the building. It's just a mindset. But I think Coach Pete just see me having a lot of fun with the game again. No pressure on me, just going out there and do what I've been doing my whole life, just having fun. So if me having fun on the field with my guys is me being back, then I'm glad to be back.
Some injuries that you were dealing with, obviously. What kind of a mental strain is that at times, especially when maybe the outside world doesn't really know what you're dealing with?
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty hard. I've been a guy my whole entire football career. I've never been hurt. And so when you get hurt and you want to play through those injuries to help your team, you also can hurt yourself while doing it. And I think that's what I did, and I think it was selfish of myself to put myself out there and selfish to my team to put myself out there, not just being 100. Because at the end of the day, they need the Devin White that can just be lights out for 4 quarters out there on the field. And I didn't do that, so I think it was pretty selfish of me. And it was something that I had to grow from. I hate that it happened. I think about it all the time. I don't dwell on it, but I always just try to, see if I'm ever put in those situations again, what would I do different? And, I would help the team, and me helping the team is being healthy, so if something ever happened, I want to get my body right so I can be all out when I'm on that field for my team.
Facts.
You had an interception today in practice where it was pretty deep down the field. Do you feel like that highlights, even through the injuries, you still have really great speed at the position, sideline to sideline, can cover deep down the field?
Yeah, I think that's what my game is, just being able to run to the ball, see the ball, and have good ball skills, just being an athletic linebacker. When I came out, that's who I wanted to be known for, run, hit, tackle, make plays, get sacks, get turnovers. And I've been showing it all camp, I've been showing it all camp. So I just want to stay consistent with that. First day of pass was yesterday, had a great day. They asked me, could I do it 2 days in a row? I said, I'm going to do it every day I get on the field. That's just the standard that I set for myself. That's the standard I want to set for the defense, and that's what I want the team to see when I'm even competing against the other side. They want to say, 45, you bring it every time you step on the field. So whether I'm making plays or somebody else making plays, I'm going to bring the juice, and I'm going to have my teammates back and hopefully they have mine, which I know they will because they've been showing it all camp.
When you first came out in the draft, you were very emotional. You loved the game. It was fun. Watching film of you last year, just seemed like it was work.
Yeah.
That smile is back. How much of it is health? How much is it just maybe a refound love of the game? What is that? Because it's certainly you look like the old Devin.
Yeah, I mean, just kind of winding down in Tampa. Just started getting to the business side, just wanted to be taken care of, wanted some security, and didn't get that, but, pushed through it, and, that's when the injury came. And also, man, I was going through a lot mentally. I had a lot going on. A lot of people don't know. Growing up, my father was incarcerated for a long time. And then he got out, and he was, very supportive. And we had our little run-ins where, we kind of pulled away from each other a little bit. And then we got back cool with one another. And then, unfortunately, my father passed. So it kind of put me just in a bad spot, a bad spot in life mentally. Just didn't care no more, because I finally found that love. If it's a lot of men in this room growing up, you want to be like your dad. That's your role model. And I didn't have that. I had to look at my mom. She was my Superman, even though she was a woman. And my mentor, Coach Houston, he the one got me to play football. And them the two that I looked up to because I just didn't have them. And to get something that you never had and then to get it taken right back from you, it just make you not care about nothing. So, I battled that, alone. Levante knew what I was going through. He lost his dad, and it was hard, man. It was hard on me, just because I didn't have it. Like, it probably was easy on him because he always had his dad, and, man, he helped me get through it and didn't really care about football at the time. When that was going on, my injury was going on, a lot was going through my head, and I was out of it, My mama told me, if you don't want to do it, you don't have to. Overcame a lot, just where we come from, going D1, graduating, making money, taking care of my whole family, taking care of myself, just doing everything I wanted in life, was able to win a Super Bowl. And she was like, you can give up, and when she said that, that just lit a fire into me, like, give up, like, that ain't me, that never been me. And I don't want to feel sorry for myself, I just want to go out there and I want to just get back to having fun. And, I just pray a lot, man. I get into my word a lot, and I think just, that was my time to get closer to God, for whatever reasons that it had to happen like that, it did. I'm thankful, and, I'm vulnerable, and I reach out to people. I talk to a lot of people. I went to counseling and everything, and I'm just happy to be back here. I'm back smiling, and, I know I got a greater purpose in life.
You talk about kind of like your mental state, but also your family in that regard. You have a cousin on this team, and DeKeon Richardson.
Yeah.
You know, how cool is it
I
to
didn't
him
touch
for him
shit.
to
It
you know,
was
be
the
on this team?
alert.
You
My
play
bad.
football with him, but how good is it for you to also have that family that close to you here in a new spot?
Yeah, with being so far away, that was pretty big for me, you know. Like, we blood cousins. Like, my dad and his mom are sisters and brothers. Like, so we like first cousins. I ride to work with them every morning. You know, we talk, you know, because I haven't shipped no cars out here yet. I just been locked in on ball. You know, we ride to work, we leave from work, and we eat breakfast,
Damn,
lunch,
Leaky.
and dinner together every day. And I just try to stay on to him, you know, because, you know, he battling right now for a position. I know what it's like to be on the field and, you know, to stay hungry. And I just let him know what my standard is for him, and hopefully he hold his standard for himself, because, you know, just playing on the team with him not enough. Like, I want to be on the field dominating with him, celebrating with him when he make a play, when I make a play. That's like a surreal feeling, man. My grandfather, he hit me up all the time. Like, I know y'all going to do big things for the Raiders. Y'all going to, you know, help them get back to where they need to be. And that just show you, like, how many people that we got just depending on us, man, just, you know, making the family proud. So, you know, very proud of D-Cam, man. He been a good player all his life, great player all his life, man. We're just going to continue to grow, and hopefully, you know, we can do it together right here.
Put himself on the radar here at a strong camp.
He a dog.
How pleased are you about that?
I'm very pleased with him. It's in the blood, but I'm not gonna let him take no shortcuts. You know, I'm on him all the time. You know, he caught a pick the other day in practice, but he got like a good catch caught on him by a tight end Brock, and I was like, nah, that pick don't count. You know, and he was like, no. So it's just, you know, just hold him to that higher standard. Like, man, we gotta go.
Love it.
We can't go 1 for 1. We gotta go 1 for none every time. It's about us out there winning, making the plays, and, you know, stopping them from making plays. And that's our standard. That's our mindset. You know, just not just being family, but being teammates. You know, I'm gonna hold you to that regard. You know, and I know I can push him a little harder because he is family. And at the end of the day, he know that it's real love, like real love.
You've seen out of Jamal Adams since he's joined your guys' group as a linebacker.
He a dog. He gonna make the room uncomfortable. You know, a guy that just, you know, I talk to him every day, play with him at LSU. He just said he's just thankful for the opportunity. And when you got a guy that come in with a mindset like that, that's willing to do anything, you know, he let a coach change his position. And he probably been playing safety for, man, if I'm 27, he probably 29, so a long time, you know. And that's just to show you that he bought in. And that's the thing that everybody has to be here, because we're not good enough to have different opinions, different mindsets. Everybody just got to be bought in as one and let the dominoes fall how they gonna fall. But I'm thankful he in the room, because I know what type of player he is, and, you know, he playing my position. He behind me, and I know I ain't trying to lose my position to nobody, so I know that's pushing me to work even harder. But, man, when you got an uncomfortable room, hey, the dog's going to rise to the top every time.
Were you always this close and pushing your cousin this hard, or is it just kind of another level now that you guys are together?
I think it's another level, man. You know, just kind of growing up, you don't want to put some on somebody that you don't know if they really want, you know. But the minute when he started getting recruited and stuff, I tried to get him to LSU so bad. Like, I remember those days. But, you know, he went to Bossier, which was in the city. I stayed in the country and played football. You know, we were a couple years apart, so I didn't never get to run him over or hit him in high school. But I always been on him, you know. Just my grandfather always said, like, you know, it's in our blood. Like, he a dog, you a dog, and stuff like that. So I just tried to set the standard for him. But just growing up, like, hey, my big cousin doing it, why can't I do it? And now that we both in the league together, I know it's about what you could do right now today. So I'm just making sure that he take advantage of every opportunity he given. You know, when he with the first team, when he with the second team, and he a dog on special teams, and just let them know, man, they got to feel you every day. And that's the same mentality with me. And I told him, I know I might be older, but if you ever see me slacking, call me out. And, you know, he did it the other day. He said, I ain't hearing you enough. And I was like, that was because you ain't on the field, because I'm out here balling and talking. But I just like that he tried me, you know what I'm saying? But I'm going to show up every day, and I got to make sure he show up every day, because, like I said, it'll be a great feeling if me and him, like, you know, this both can be at home for a while.
Last time we talked to you, you had a lot of praise for Ashton as a route runner, but you said he hadn't got you yet.
Yeah, he still ain't got me yet.
Gotcha.
He still ain't got me yet. And he doing good in practice though. Like I'm just like, I ain't know he was little. I didn't respect the conference that he played in, but I always respected him as a player. And ever since we've been putting these pads on, he been showing it more and more that, man, he don't complain. He come to me, he asks me, why did I do certain things to help him out? So when he going against other linebackers, and at the end of the day, I'm here to make him better, and he making me better. While I'm making him better, he probably don't even know it, like, you know, because, man, he got all the God-given ability in the world. He can stop on the dime out the backfield running routes, and he can run in between the tackles, and he know how to to stick his foot in the ground and go. He had a big run the other day, and he's so little that you just see him just pop out, and you're like, golly. But, I mean, I love competing against him. When we did one-on-ones yesterday, I went with him every rep. I didn't want nobody else. Like, I want to be like a mentor to him, big brother to him, whatever he want to call it, and I just want to make him better. And at the end of the day, you know, he good, he gifted, so he going to make me better as well.
Adam was just in here talking about how Pete makes the culture lighthearted. There are certain moments, certain things that he does away from the field. How has that culture change helped your mental health?
Man, like I said, just making it fun, make you want to come in the building and just get after it, you know, making it about hard work, but also fun work, you know. And we talk about emotional, you know, being emotional, you know, where it is celebrating or something. We talk about making sure we're just doing the right thing and on the same page. But P also make work fun. It's a lot of competition, you know. We do a lot of things and people don't even realize, like, hey, we was competing in that drill or whatever, but it was fun. You know, we was shooting basketball or we was playing jigma or whatever, but we all had to work together and we made it fun, and it was about the team. And that just lets you know competition is always at an all-time high when you step in this building.
Last one, guys.
Devin, watching you interact with Max has been interesting because you're both high emotion guys. Would you talk about that relationship? Because it just seems like every practice you guys are getting closer.
Yeah, I think I don't know, man. When I first got here, you know, when I was getting, I guess you could say, recruited by him, he hit me up immediately, like, whatever you want, like, you can come make it here, like, however you want to finish your career. And that really stuck with me, you know. And I told him, I said, man, push me hard as you can. And he said, I will. And he was like, do the same for me. And I thought it was gonna be hard because two alpha dogs don't never rock together. And you know, me, him, we both alpha dogs, but we've been gelling well, man. And I'm thankful for him. Like, when I tell you it's hard to outwork him, I've never been around a guy that has been hard to outwork, because I work hard. I get in the building early. I do my body maintenance and stuff. You're not gonna beat him. Like, I don't know, this guy he don't sleep, and he told me that he make everybody in his house get up, and they gotta have that same mindset, and that did something for me, because he was like, if I gotta go out here and lay it out on the line and bring home this, then they gonna do it too, and that's his wife and his daughter. I'm like, golly. So that's just to let you know that he always competing, but man, Max just wanna win. You know, he did a lot of recruiting to get a lot of great guys here, and it's just time to do it. You know, it ain't no more talking about it, it's just time to do it. But I'm glad to be on a team with a dog like Max. We both came out together. We 7 years in. You know, I done been to where he trying to go, and I want to stay going to where he trying to go, so we can do it together.
There you go.
Thank you.
I appreciate y'all.
Thank you, Devin.
Yo, shout out to Devin White, man. Fucking phenomenal. Phenomenal presser by him. Look, I've talked about this in terms of Devin White, especially since the signing. This is a guy a couple of years ago that I looked at in free agency and was a linebacker. I was like, he needs to be here. Now, granted, last year was not the best for him. He is incredibly motivated. And hearing that Max played a role in some of these signings, that's fucking phenomenal, man. I just, hearing this presser today has me more optimistic, more excited. Like, why can't week 1? Why can't we be getting ready for New England like this coming Sunday? I'm so fucking hype right now. Like, that was a great presser there by Devin White. Hearing Adam Butler as well. Koonce is supposed to be at the podium. We are rewatching. Oh, there we go. Actually, it's Jonah Laulu.
You and
Let's
Adam
go.
were visiting in the locker room, and when you walked away, he told me, it was early, he goes, he's going to be an exceptional player. And I just asked him about that because you're playing well and your role is growing, and he said he sees a lot of you in him. I'm just curious about your relationship with Adam and how he's helped you through your maturation process, please.
I mean, Adam's always been a great role model for me, especially last year coming in, getting thrown in the fire. It's crazy because I've actually stolen some stuff from him, and that's what I kind of like to do. Like, I've stolen things from Max, I've stolen things from him, and kind of incorporated them into my game. And I'm really appreciative of him. He got me my first sack. I'm always in debt to him forever. My plan is to hopefully get him some sacks too, because that's what he's done his whole career is, get the people next to him better. And a lot of credit goes to AB. He's really helped me. I was literally just talking to him earlier before I came in here, just asking him about, earlier on in his career, being better at this and, how did he get better at that? Where he lacked that, how did he get better in this area, so on and so forth. And, to hear that come from you, it means a lot because AB is a great player. He's been in this game for a long time. He's been around some great players, great coaches, been to the Super Bowl, won the Super Bowl. And, I mean, to be able to, watch after him and take things from him and be able to learn from him and his mindset is, I think, very important for me.
Jonah, when you look back at last year's experience, how important was it for you to, in your own mind, kind of establish a baseline for yourself? It's going to grow from there, but just a baseline of NFL success for you as you go now into year 2?
So from last year, last year I was just out there trying to get on top of the game, coming in late from training camp. I came here first the week before we played, week 1. And just trying to learn the plays. I was trying to learn our philosophy on the defense, how we operate, how do we attack offenses. And, being able to now transition to this year where I'm still under the same coaches on the defense and, being able to stack on top of last year. I'm very comfortable in the defense. Even though we changed some things, I'm still, used to these coaches, how they coach. I know their mindset. I know what they want to see. I know how they want me to be out there and play. And, especially learning my brothers on the D-line, being next to Max and AB and Malcolm and all them boys, just understanding how they're about to play and knowing, how I'm going to fit off of them and, having good communication. We have good ways of, telling each other what's about to happen. And, I'm excited and, I feel much more comfortable out there compared to last year for sure.
Talk about last year. Can you just talk about does your motor, I guess, intensify knowing that last year you were kind of coming in trying to learn the plays, but now you're kind of expected to potentially be a starter for this team? Does it change anything at all, or does it stay the same?
I think one thing that has changed a little bit is my confidence in myself. Last year, especially as a rookie, and the situation I was in, I was trying to catch up. I felt like I was so far behind. And, this year, one thing I think has changed, and I've talked to PG about this personally, is having unbridled confidence. And, I'm still trying to get into that mode. And it's happened sometimes where at practice I'll get into a mode where, you feel like nobody can block you. And that's something that you can't really coach. That's something that comes from experience that, I feel like a lot of dominant NFL players can say that they felt that way. And, that's and AB even talked to me about this. It's your attitude. It's about having that feeling, knowing like you're about to go whoop the person in front of you. And I think that's probably one of the biggest changes I've had from last year is I've gained a lot more confidence. I'm not saying, that I'm the best in the world, all this, but I'm saying like it does make a big difference, having that confidence of visually seeing yourself, what you're about to do, anticipating what the offense is about to do, and understanding how you're about to attack it and make a play.
For you, having the opportunity that you have right now for this team in particular, being a Vegas guy, I mean, how kind of cool is that? Is that something you've been able to wrap your head around?
It means everything to me. A lot of the time, I'm not really thinking about it, but there will be a lot of times where I'm walking through the facility and I look at the logo and I'm just like, 8 years ago, 9 years ago, I would have never thought this. Like, this is a dream come true, and it means so much to me to be able to represent this organization in my hometown, in my city. And my family's so close to me. Like, my mom was literally at my house the other day cleaning my house because she knows it's camp time, so the house is a little dusty. And she came through, she cleaned, she had the, Earth, Wind, and Fire on playing when I came inside. The fan was blowing because it was a little hot in there. She turned the AC down because she was in there working. So, it really means a lot to me. And it pushes me more and motivates me more because, I don't know, like a lot of my friends from high school I grew up with or elementary, middle school, they'll be at the practices sometimes and they'll be like, hey, man, I'll be out there. Like, I'll come say hi. And I'm like, it's just a really cool feeling to be able to represent your hometown. And it pushes me to, give it my all because this is where I'm from. And, ultimately I live here and I'm going to live here for the rest of my life. So, it means so much more to me.
There's been a healthy give and take with the offense and defense so far during training camp. What are your thoughts on how the offense has been able to challenge you guys and push you guys in their potential?
Nah, it truly, like you said, it's a battle every day. We literally were just talking about it on the field as we were getting off, just attacking each other every day, and that's what's so important about football. It's a very unique sport. It's not like any other sport or job because we're actually going against our teammates. You know, you could say trying to kill each other, but not within the confines of the game. And that's what really gets you better is iron sharpens iron. Getting each other better every play, and then being able to talk about, which I think is really cool, having a good relationship with those guys and being able to talk about it like oh, what was that play, like what did y'all just do, like because I'm thinking it's one thing and then they're telling me it's another thing, and I'm like, oh, okay, so now I know how that feels, so I know how to play it better. And they'll ask me some things and I'll tell them like what gives it away and everything. And I think those relationships and understanding that builds building that brotherhood, and then also getting each other better is so important. And we're going at it every day. Chip Kelly, he been in the game since before I was born, and so he has archives in his brain. I feel like it just plays and what he's going to run, and you really don't know ever what he's about to throw at us. So it keeps us on our toes, and then when we attack them, they come back the next day with something new, and it's a great formula for success. That's what I say.
There's obviously been a little bit of controversy outside of this building involving the defensive line. So what has that conversation been within your room of defensive linemen, just to keep that as outside noise and just to focus on what you got here?
The most important thing is just to control the controllables. Ignore the outside noise. There's always going to be outside noise. We're the Raiders. People are always going to have something to say about us, and just putting our heads down, just getting to work. No matter what nobody says, it's us versus the world. That's the mentality we have, and we're coming out here to compete this season.
How do you see you out at different events with the SAC Summit and all, and putting on your own football camp? Not only how important is it for you to kind of reinvest in the community that brought you up, but also to gather your own experience from every resource around that you can as you develop?
I think it's really cool. The Raiders have a really great community engagement team. Shout out Piper and all of them. I tell them all the time, whenever you need me, I'm gonna be there for any community event, and then vice versa. Like I asked for them to provide, they got me some drawstring backpacks for when I had my kids camp out here in my high school. It's really cool to be able to pour into the community, because when I was that age, there wasn't really that many people from Vegas that, and we didn't have a team here. And now that we have the team here, being able to go show those kids that I'm a Vegas kid, I was in your guys' shoes. I remember being in this crazy city growing up, and people coming in town always wanting to go to the Fremont Street in the Strip, and you always got to go when you don't even want to, for the 8th time, seeing the same thing, same people on the street sitting there. But growing up, I understand how that is, and to be able to be kind of like a symbol for the kids, it's crazy because I talked to my mom about it. She's explaining it to me. These kids look up to you, and I just think I'm still just regular on me. I'm going into my second year. I was just a rookie. I was just the one carrying the helmets from practice, everybody's helmets together, putting them on my head, holding 4 helmets in each hand, going into the locker room. But, I'm thinking I'm just regular old Jonah. But to these kids, it means a lot. And I could put it in my perspective because when I was their age, I had, DJ Campbell, Brandon Marshall. They came and talked to us, those guys, and went to high school. Brandon Marshall went to my high school, and then DJ Campbell, he came to my middle school and talked to us. And he's a Vegas kid as well. He's now coaching at my old high school. And, that impact that they left on me, it meant the world to me, because I remember them to this day, from when I was a kid, even if, they didn't do anything else after football or after they came and talked to us. I remember that interaction for the rest of my life. I thought it was super cool. Being able to see people, that I thought was cool. I wanted to play football ever since I was a kid, and being able to see them in person, hear them talk to us, and, just show that it's possible. And for me to be able to do that, it means so much to me, and it's super cool. And I'm going to continue to do things for the community. If y'all got any community things out here that you want me to do, I'll come do it, show face, because, Vegas is my family. This is where I'm from.
You mentioned that you have you struggled with imposter syndrome in your first season a little bit. And every time we bring you up in a press conference, there's just been the most glowing things. Pete said you're doing everything right. Patrick Graham literally lit up like a Christmas tree, and Max said you don't even know how good you are. How much confidence does that give you that people are noticing the work that you're putting in?
I think it's just the mindset I've always had since I was younger. It's just I've always felt like I had something to prove. I always wanted to be able to take care of my family. I always felt like I had a chip on my shoulder, and it's just a mindset of never being satisfied. Little victories here and there, you could be happy about that. pat yourself on the back or whatever, but you got to keep going to work because nobody cares about what you did yesterday. Like, nobody cares about my rookie year, none of that. I didn't do anything, to be honest. So, you know, I'm looking at what's next. Like, I want to, because I want to make a name for myself. I want to be able to be a dominant player in this league, and for me to even think about being complacent or anything like that, when I'm next to players like Max Crosby, Adam Butler, all these guys, E-Rob, all of them, D. White, to try to get complacent and think, okay, I'm running with them with the ones or whatever. Like, I never think about that. Think about it like that because I want to be, you know, a guy. I want to be that guy, and if you want to be that guy, you got to put that work in. And so, I think I've always just had good coaches, good people around me, good relationships with my teammates, and you know, the closer we get, the harder we play for one another. And I think it's just having that mindset of always putting your head down, going to work, because you know tomorrow's not guaranteed, and that's with whatever you do in life. If you're a chef, if you're a maid, if you clean yards or anything like that, like you know tomorrow's not guaranteed. So you know you got to put that work in every day and treat it like it's your last opportunity. Because at the end of the day, this is a great opportunity. I'm here in my hometown. I have no complaints. I'm absolutely blessed. So for me to you know, take that for granted, I'd probably regret that for the rest of my life. So I'll never take this for granted, and I'll continue to give this my all so I can, you know, do it for my brothers to the left and the right of me, to my family, and then you know my Vegas people out here.
With imposter syndrome, how do those comments make you feel, and how does that give you confidence?
I feel like, I know some people have that confidence where they don't have, and like, you know, they feel like, oh yeah, I'm supposed to be here. I'm supposed to be there. Like, you know, I feel like I'm not supposed to be here. And you know, through the grace of God and my hard work, I got to be here. And, you know, like it's pretty, I feel like it'd be pretty easy to have imposter syndrome being next to Max Crosby. Like, if y'all see my practice, he be doing some crazy stuff. Like you can't teach the stuff he does. And I mean, same with AB, like seeing those guys and see how sharpened they are within the game, and, you know, their skill and their mindset, and just knowing what the offense is about to do. Like, AB will ask me something like, did you hear what they said? Like, what is this? And I'm like, bro, no, I didn't hear that. Like, I did not know that's what they meant when they said that. And so, like, it's just, there's levels to the game, and there's still a little, you know, imposter syndrome here and there, but I think that keeps me humble and keeps me, you know, wanting to continue to get better, because that's, at the end of the day, that's what I want to do, is continue to get better every day, because I know I'm not anywhere near being a finished product. And I know I'm nowhere near being, you know, the best I could be. So, you know, I'm excited to see, you know, how training camp goes, continuing to work and get better at, you know, what I want to get better at. And, you know, when we get to the first game this year, you know, going out there and just doing our thing.
Awesome.
Thank you, man.
Thanks. Appreciate you guys.
All right, there's Jonah Laulu. Such a well-spoken young man, most definitely. And had a lot of great things to say. This has been a very solid presser. I don't know right now because it's kind of been changed up over the last 2 days. Never mind, he's here.
To the swing of things, nice to be with the guys, so feels good.
Does that make you, after you miss a year, how much more do you appreciate this opportunity?
Immensely. As much as I possibly could. Like, I said it before, that you don't realize how good it is until it's taken away from you. So it's nice to be out there.
Malcolm, you are a confident guy, but you're not arrogant at all. And you bet on yourself. You could have went other places, but you bet on yourself here. I'm just curious, where does that come from? Is this something you were raised with? Is it just something you've developed? Where does that confidence come? Because it's a fine line with confidence and arrogant. I've never seen you be arrogant.
I don't know. Maybe it's just my parents, what they instilled in me, especially my dad and stuff. My dad and my mom. So I think it's that. Also, I think it's this building, the people that's in this building. You got Robbie and stuff, PG. So you got good people. You always want to stay around good people that have the best intentions for you. So that's definitely it.
You were cleared to finally let it rip to start training camp. Was there any kind of mental hurdle, apprehension at all, or was it just you walked on the field, it felt natural, and let's get after it?
No, I felt natural. The training staff here is great. So Drew, Chris, all the guys in the training room, they've been getting me right. So I trusted them, trust myself, so I felt good.
How close do you feel to being, you know, where you were before?
Right now, it's just trying to get back in football shape. That's it. So once I get that, I feel like I'm ready to go.
Is there any part of the game in particular that I mean, you feel you were able to, even though you weren't on the field last year, that maybe you got better in without even being there?
I would say you get to see more of like the formations and kind of understanding football more when you're not playing. And like I feel like being a D lineman or being like on the edge, you have like such like a little window that you're looking through most of the time. So seeing the bigger picture and seeing like understanding like schemes and stuff like that better. So I guess that. But I'd much rather be out there though, 1,000%.
Pete Carroll has said that this team and the culture that he's building has created a vibe where every guy is going to get out there and fight for each other, and he can feel that in the just presence of everyone through training camp. What would you say to how this team has really grown and developed under Carroll?
A lot. I would say that like it's not even just like football. Like all the years I've been here, it feels like we actually like are really close. Like even like you can joke around with everybody and everybody feels good to be around, and especially defensively, D-line wise and stuff like that. Like I would rather chill in the D-line room with all the D-linemen than just to sit in the cafeteria by myself. So it's always great.
You talk about Robbie, he is one of your biggest fans, but man, he pushes you hard, and just about the relationship the two of you have built.
Mm-hmm. He's a great guy. I appreciate Robbie. I feel like he really can like see the type of player I am, see what my strong suits are, and see what I'm good at, and he can see things that sometimes I can't understand or stuff like that. So I think he helps me a lot. He definitely like when I'm kind of, cause like if I'm not where my feet are, I can kind of get out there sometimes. He kind of brings me down, centers me a little bit. So appreciate Robbie, love him. So, yeah.
Malcolm, what are your thoughts on the linebackers that are playing behind you?
It's crazy. Like I feel like this is the first time I had like the most like I guess years behind me, like vet wise and stuff like that, and they know what they're doing. So I feel good with those guys behind me.
Landon Roberts seems to be quite a communicator. Would you talk about him and his communicative skills, please?
I feel like yeah, he's really good at just get everything relayed, and especially when things get loud, things get hectic, he can kind of center us and stuff like that. So he's good.
Early on, what would you say you believe is the identity of this defensive line, just from a personality perspective, but also on the field as well?
Just trying to be just guys with our hair on fire. Just try to get after the ball, 110% every play. We always got to be in the picture at the end of the play. So just getting after it. That's it.
That's good. All right.
Thank you.
All right, there you guys go. That should probably be the end of it. We shall see momentarily, but I do have somebody that wants to call in and talk to the nation. I guess talk to me, I guess. I guess after seeing the press here and give his thoughts. So we're going to get that guy on the vault line in just a moment. Those coming on in, we have 247 in here, 132 likes. Guys, come on, let's do this. I put it in the chat before. We're 30 away from 10,300. We hit 10,000 quite some time ago. The presser's over. We hit 10,000 back in January. I know I've been away, work, life, a lot of crazy shit. The goal is 15,000. Let's run this bitch up to 10,300 today. Yo,
what's up?
Ladies and gentlemen, y'all have been asking for it. No, he's not on screen, but he's in the building. It's that time. We were doing it pretty much almost every Monday during the regular season. But it's the Hammer and Joe Show. The Hammer and Joe Show. What's up, bro?
Man, I'm just bouncing out playing Tracy Spencer Tender Kisses right now.
Yo, no Wilkie, man. No Wilkie.
Hey, man, I'm excited, man. It's crazy because I was Jonah's coach in high school. And funny story about Jonas is his senior year, his mom didn't get a chance. Neither one of his parents couldn't make it to senior night during her last home game at Centennial. And his parent. And so I walked Jonah out and helped him with his recruiting process. And ironically, Jonah didn't start playing defensive tackle till like the last 2 games of his senior year. He played defensive end. He was a tight end for us. And he actually was recruited as a tight end to Hawaii, UNLV, and a couple other schools. And to see how young he is in the process as a defensive end, a defensive tackle, and then as he's grown into that role, in him acknowledging the fact that he definitely has a lot to learn still and is still hungry. It's good to see that he hasn't changed. Um, he always has been the humble kid that he is. He's losing the baby fat, which is good. And I'm proud of him, man. That's him and my son still talk on a regular basis. So it's always good to catch up with Jonah. And I'm gonna try to get him on with me and you in the very near future. I'll text him right now as we're doing this. We need to jump on a call.
That would be dope. I think the nation would really lose their mind over that.
I mean, anything for the nation, you know that.
How much of the presser did you watch?
I watched the majority of Jonah. It's fucking long time. So I watched Jonah, and then obviously watched the last one. And yeah, and bits and pieces of it, and you know, the one thing that stands out with this year with this team has been the character of the team. Pete's excellent. He's been like this since his USC days at identifying players that he feels fits the culture that he wants to build. Obviously, you know, competition being one of the key foundations, but really guys they're go-getters, and guys that just really, they don't really take no for an answer, and they're going to work their tails off. And Pete is very good at identifying those types of players. Spy Tech, you know, I can tell that they're working in tandem, in unison, which is a good thing. And the fact that Pete's not shying away from being a 10-win team this year. I mean, he said he's won 10 games for 20 years or whatever it was, and he wants to continue that. That's a good move for Pete to set the standard early on. And I think that this team is really starting to take shape of Pete Carroll and the mold of what Pete wants. And credit him for keeping the defensive staff together too, because, you know, as Jonah kind of alluded to, there's a lot of continuity on that staff, especially knowing what Graham wants to do, and guys kind of having an understanding of the roles that they need to play in his defense.
I loved everything I heard from each and every single one of these guys during this presser. You had Adam Butler, you had Devin White, you had Jonah Laulu, you had Malcolm Koonce, and even Pete, man. Like, the energy in this chat right now, the energy in Henderson right now, it's different. And I think everybody in this chat right now can say how fired up they are for this season. Like I said it before, like I wish that we were preparing for New England this coming Sunday. Like, I'm really excited to watch this preseason game next Thursday night. You guys see it in the top left corner, 9 days, 7 hours, 9 minutes away. I just can't wait to see these guys. And obviously I'm going to be keeping an eye on certain players, seeing like guys that we've talked about, guys that people in the chat are looking at as, oh, this one's on the bubble, da-da-da-da-da. Like, I want to see these guys perform. I have guys like even Laki Tasi. I can't wait to see that kid. A couple of the rookies that are more the late round picks, I want to see what they can do. I want to see some of the rookies on JJ Pegues, Tonka Hemingway. Like, I really am excited to see what these guys can bring. And I'm rooting for everybody right now. I know we're going to have to cut down to 53 from this 80, 81 that we have currently, but I'm so excited right now. Yes, still optimistic, but, and I've said this before, I never like to give a prediction until I go 3-4 weeks in with a 53-man roster, but the floor is 8, the ceiling is 10, 11. Like, I can't wait. I cannot wait.
One of the things that I heard a coach on another team talk about today was he had mentioned to the beat reporters, because they're talking about undrafted players, and there's one guy in particular, this receiver, that's been making a lot of plays, and it's a tough room to crack. And he said, you know, you guys see the splash plays and you guys talk about that, but we're watching film on the little things and the things that are are they meeting the requirements in their assignments? Are they able to block? Are they where they're supposed to be? Are they running the right route? Is their splits are their splits okay? Are they doing what they need to do in their gap, with their gap assignments? And that's one of the things that I think in credit, like again, Jesse Merrick from Silver and Black Sports Network. Jesse just started that, and Jesse was with the NBC affiliate out here. He played ball at Azusa Pacific. Jesse actually will talk about that and points those things out. Hey, this guy did something good here. So the little nuances and that's really what I would look for. That's why, like, the way I address things and I assess things, Hammer, is, when we talk about things away from being on air, it's 100% looking at it from a coach's perspective. And I don't get gassed up because okay, Trey Tucker is almost unguardable. Yeah, but who's he going against? And what coverage are they in? And guess what? There's actually a real quarterback in the building. You know what I mean? So all those things add up. And Thornton looks really, really good early on in camp. I want to see that now. I want to see that consistency. If you can do that consistently, now you're, as Q says, you're cooking with fish grease, and now you have something. You have that that deep threat that can free up Myers and Bowers and Mayer, who thank God that his mental is right, because when he went through last year, and I wouldn't wish upon anybody, and the fact that he took time off to deal with it is, I think, a testament to him. And now you have you have a really good tight end room. The receiver room looks good. If Jeanty can be who they think he is, you can be excited about the skill positions on offense. Let's see that line come together on the offensive side. Let's see that D line come together. Tyree Wilson looking good. And I love the fact that he's the healthiest he's been since he's been a Raider. And he has someone like Max Crosby that's mentoring him and showing him the little things. The Raiders and Pete and Graham using him in so many different ways defensively is going to be clutch for him. Because at Texas Tech he was a freak. He was a freak. His first step was what got him to the NFL. So to see that, and then to have the little scrap today, I like that. You know what I'm saying? I like when the pads come on and the guys are a little feisty. I like that. That's football. That means we're getting close. And like you said, you got the timer going. I can't wait. And this weekend this is one of my favorite weekends, because this is the first weekend until May that we have football every weekend. And it's also special to me because my favorite all-time player is going in the Hall of Fame, and one of my close friends is going in the Hall of Fame. Obviously, this, Hammer. Sterling Sharp is my favorite all-time player in football, and to see him finally get, the accolades that I thought is long overdue, I have no problem saying I cried when he got announced, because that's something I fought for behind the scenes for a long time. Me and Paul Gutierrez, I was in Paul's ear about it. And then to see my good friend Eric Allen, to see EA get in, and that's another one that I started shedding tears for, and something Eric and I have talked about privately, just how proud I am of him and the man that he is, with the type of football player he was with the Eagles, Saints, and the Raiders. Eric is well deserved, and so this Hall of Fame weekend is special. Football's back, man. Like I'm ready to go. I was like you. I'm ready to lace them up this weekend and let's rock out.
Joe, as always, appreciate you calling in. I'm gonna wrap this up momentarily because we've already been on an hour and a half. I don't know how I'm back to doing these solos for this long, but we still have over 200 people in the chat. We're not ending it right this second because I do want to show you guys a clip from practice, and then we're gonna wrap it up. But Joe, I appreciate you, and Joe is going to be live and in living color very, very soon, guys. So stay tuned for that. Anything else you want to say to the nation before I let you go?
Absolutely, guys. Look, this man right here, away from what he does for Raider Nation News Today, is a hardworking dude, and he does this because of his love for not only the team but you guys. Man, like, if you guys haven't already, subscribe, set your notifications to on for Hammer and Raider Nation News today, man. He busts his tail, and the things that he, behind the scenes, always trying to find ways to make it look better, always trying to find good guests to come on and utilize, the avenues and the people that he has to help, obtain that. And it's for you guys, it's not for him. I mean, there is some self gratification, but for the most part, it's solely for Raider Nation. And I think the more you can subscribe, the more you do the super chats, I think that it'd be a huge blessing. And damn, I'll say it on behalf of everybody. Thank you, brother. You know what I'm saying? I know you don't get told that enough. I appreciate you when we have our talks, but like I'm gonna say it publicly, I appreciate you, bro.
Appreciate you, brother. And definitely have you on soon. We'll definitely talk, bro.
All right, man. Y'all have a good one.
Later, bro.
Yep.
Shout out to Joe Arrigo for calling in. Definitely amazing words at the end, too. I'm not going to cry, but he's spot on, guys. And I say it all the time, like, none of this is possible without each and every single one of you guys. This is year 4. And again, you guys pretty much are family. Like, you guys know a lot of stuff that I deal with, a lot of things that I'm doing. Like, I got to be at this next job in 2.5 hours. And today through Friday, I'm doing 14 hours, 4 days straight. But I'm still making the effort. I'm still making the time for each and every single one of you guys. And I really appreciate each and every single one of y'all from the bottom of my heart for everything that you guys do, for everything you guys provide for the nation, for all your continued support, the growth of this. Thank you guys so much. I'm going to show you guys this clip. This was courtesy of Paul Gutierrez. Again, the Raiders were practicing inside today. So let me try to pull this up for you guys real quickly. That's not it. Hold on. I got you guys in 2 seconds. There it is. Not going to play the sound. But Gino and O'Connell getting the work, putting the work in right now. You saw him throw to Brock. You saw him throw to Michael Mayer. So there you guys go. Let's go back to the live screen. I'm like trying not to get emotional with you guys right now. But I'm going to take this off the screen as well. Hold on 1 second, guys. I'm sorry about that. There we go. The Joe Arrigo presser. I was not ready for that. He wanted to call in. He was texting while Jonah was actually at the podium. And then Koonce came on like seconds after. I was like, dude, I will call you or call me as soon as Koonce is done. And I know the nation has been asking for him for a little bit as well. So, Adam, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Okay. Hour and 38 minutes in. There's over 200 on. And I know Graf is live. He's probably going to kick my ass for being on way longer than I planned. I actually was only going to do the presser. We talked a lot of news around the NFL when we started. And then, again, it was supposed to be Uncle Pete. It was supposed to be Devin White. It was supposed to be Malcolm Koonce. And we ended up getting Jonah Laulu. We ended up getting Adam Butler as well. But it was an incredibly phenomenal presser from each and every single one of them. I think this was an incredibly productive live as well. Again, we have a little over 200 left in here, 145 likes. I don't know what we're doing, Nation. And we are on X as well. If you're on X, come over to Raider Nation News Today on YouTube. Break them thumbs. Means hit that like button. Smash some subs, hammer the bell to stay up to date with all your Raiders news, rumors, updates, live streams, and reactions in the house at Hammer, built by the nation for the nation. Raider Nation News Today. Continue to stay safe. Most importantly, be kind to one another. COVID or not, you should always remember to wash your hands and your asses. And as always, win, lose, or tie, Raider Nation till I die. Till next time, y'all. Stay committed to excellence. Of course, as always on my New York, peace, love, and positivity. And there's that part too.
And when I leave, come together like butt cheeks.
We Outro Nation. Have a great rest of your Tuesday.